Now, breathe, people. Good Wednesday morning. Etepokuyin here with you at the Place to Be Reviews. Now, today, we're going to talk about an article from io9gizmodo.com. I don't really talk that much about the comics because I am not an avid comic reader. I've never really been an avid Marvel comic reader. As I've said before, the only comic series I've ever read the entire way through is The Walking Dead. I'm talking to my hands like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with them. That's because I'm excited. I got a lot to do today because the episode 56 is tonight. Live stream. My guests for the first time coming on down to the barrios or the bottom levels of, if the Fandom Menace is Coruscant, we're down here right now, the place to be. Hey, I'd like to thank subscriber number 85, Mr. MV. You know who you are, brother. Thank you so much for subscribing. Anyway, Mr. Black Angus Reviews will be in the house tonight. That is huge for us over here at the Place to Be Reviews. I'll be, of course, joined by my co-host, Ms. MJ, and also joined by my brother from another mother, the Groovinator himself from Raiders of the Lost Flicks will be in the house on the live stream tonight, 8:30 Eastern. The Place to Be Reviews will be posted on Raiders of the Lost Flicks, World Class Bullshitters, the Nerdrotic group, the podcast group, the Place to Be Reviews page on Facebook. So yeah, and I'm sure Groovinator will put something in his video today about it as well. That's over at Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Go subscribe to him. I'll be over there Saturday night at 8:30 or 9 o'clock Eastern for an Alita Battle Angel watch party. We'll be watching the Blu-ray Saturday night, doing some live commentary, and it'll be nice to watch a movie. It's always fun to rip on the bad movies that we watch, but it's even nicer to watch a really good movie. So, and be able to kind of, still, if there's something wrong, still pick it out. Absolutely. That's what we do. But yeah, to enjoy a really good kick-ass movie that tells a good story and has well-developed characters that don't rely on identity politics to prop them up. I just heard somebody say the other day, but Alita was too sexualized. I'm like, that's another story. Marvel Comics is doubling down on its misguided crusade to remain apolitical. And it's using Captain America to do it. Now, Captain America is famous for punching Nazis. That's just awesome. Everybody wants to punch Nazis, man. The problem is, not everybody that disagrees with you is a Nazi. I know it takes some, the ability to read context and things like that, This is it took 3 people to write this fucking article, now mind you. James Whitbrook, Jill Pantozzi, and Beth Elderkin. And it was updated yesterday at 8:30. Nice picture of Captain America punching a Nazi. Hey, remember when Captain America punched Nazis instead of both sidestepping around them? Marvel Comics continues to drum up controversy. Now, Marvel Comics has famously moved into, just being completely fucking woke. The Miss Marvel show is evidence of that. And I posted a link, and I'll post it actually in the description of this video, to another video at another channel that goes in at length. It's a 24-minute video, but it goes at length in describing why Miss Marvel is not a superhero. So check that out too. That'll be in the description below. The Hollywood Reporter revealed today that early preview copies sent to retailers of the 80th anniversary collection, Marvel Comics number 1000, included an essay by Mark Waid. And those of you familiar with Comicsgate know who Mark Waid is. I don't need to talk about Mark Waid. That accompanied an image of Captain America by John Cassidy and Laura Martin. However, in the issue set to hit stands tomorrow, the essay, seen by comics retailers in issues sent out as previews, was placed with what the Hollywood Reporter describes as a less political piece, also credited to Waid, that is more directly tied to Captain America and notably less critical of the United States. The original Waid essay sounded highly critical of the American political system, saying this isn't the land of opportunity for everyone, also calling for people to take action and force those in power to listen. IO9 has also seen evidence of the alterations to the Marvel Comics 1000. Marvel Comics editor-in-chief C.E. Cebulski did not respond to IO9's request for comment, but someone close to Marvel told us the reason Waid's essay was changed was that the anniversary collection was designed to be a celebration of the publisher's history. They added, the team thought Waid's original essay felt out of place. While mentioning that the first draft of the collection wasn't for publication, and that each essay is meant to be from a Marvel character's point of view. They didn't comment on whether the essay's political message factored into the decision. We also reached out to Waid for comment. He has yet to reply, but in a statement to Newsrama, that's probably a pretty reputable news source, probably as reputable as fucking IO9 Gizmodo, he called the framing of the changes a misrepresentation of events. Even when... The only comment, this is from that piece of soy-filled shit Mark Waid, the only comment I'll offer is the abridged version that's being circulated by news outlets severely mischaracterizes what was actually written, Waid said. Here's a section from the original essay shared by The Hollywood Reporter. The system isn't just. We've treated some of our own abominably, he wrote. Worse, we've perpetuated the myth that any American can become anything, can achieve anything through sheer force of will. And that's not always true. This isn't the land of opportunity for everyone. The American ideals aren't always shared fairly, yet without them, we have nothing. This guy's a whiny cuck. Like, he is such a bitch. He went on to write, America's systems are flawed, but there are only mechanisms with which to remedy inequality on a meaningful scale. Yet, it's hard, bloody work, but history has shown us that we can, bit by bit, right that system when enough of us get angry. The thing is, you don't do anything. You sit behind your fucking computer and you bitch on Twitter all day. That's all you do. That's all these fucks do. They don't care. Because they can't debate face to face, because they don't like facts, because facts hurt my feelings. When enough of us take to the streets and force those in power to listen, when enough of us call for a revolution saying justice will not stand. Such a fucking stunning and brave. You go, girl. You go, girl. I just assumed his pronouns. She, Mark Waid. I'm identifying Mark Waid as a female. The final issue hitting stores tomorrow includes a replacement essay which focuses on Captain America's mask as a symbol of the American ideal instead of him as a just person. Here's a section from the new piece, one that The Hollywood Reporter says is as political as the new essay gets. Okay. It's a commitment to fight every day for justice, for acceptance and equality, and the rights of everyone in this nation. At its best, this is a good country filled with people who recognize that those, not hatred, not bigotry, not exclusion, are the values of true patriotism. What the fuck is wrong with that? What, because it doesn't castigate the system? Just because an election years ago didn't go your way, you're still complaining that this country is... And please, I don't want to talk politics, but it's maddening to see that this is a guy that works for a comic book company. Now, granted, there's always, and I know this because I have read comics, and I know that there's politics involved in comics, absolutely. A lot of the characters, especially the X-Men, were representations of the civil rights movement. I mean, Stan Lee wanted to fight, against the Ku Klux Klan and that white exclusionary bullshit, white racism back in the day, and he created Black Panther. I mean, which is an awesome character. I love that movie. I mean, it's flawed, but I enjoy the movie. You know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't read the comics. I haven't. But I know I've studied the history of this stuff just so I can talk a little bit about it, and just to kind of know what I'm talking about when I do articles like this. And this is so overblown, it's ridiculous. And this is what happens when you hire these SJWs. This alteration comes just 2 weeks after Pulitzer Prize-winning comics creator Art Spiegelman pulled his introduction to a comics collection because Marvel wanted him to take out an indirect, albeit pointed, Donald Trump reference. That probably had nothing to do with anything, of course, but... Orange Man bad! Orange Man bad! When asked, the source close to Marvel said that they didn't feel there was a connection between the two incidents. After pulling his essay, Spiegelman wrote in The Guardian, oh yeah, The Guardian's a good one too, they're really non-biased, of the interaction. A regretful Folio Society editor told me that Marvel Comics, evidently the co-publisher of the book, is trying now to stay apolitical and is not allowing its publications to take a political stance. The situation with Marvel Comics 1000 SA appears to be another example of Marvel Comics censoring its creators in an attempt to be apolitical to the detriment of the company and the audience. This is why your fucking books aren't selling. Dude, go watch your boy Zach. Go watch Comic Artist Pro Secrets. These guys will tell you, Young Ripper, they'll tell you why the comics aren't selling. In depth. This is why Comicsgate started. Comicsgate didn't start because a bunch of white racists decided that they wanted to gatekeep. Comicsgate started because these are the people that got kicked out, and trust me, these are not just white people in Comicsgate. I mean, it's so ridiculous when they throw those labels around without knowing, like, I don't know. This is just ridiculous. Trying to remain apolitical is an effort in futility in 2019. No, it's not. Art is inherently political. Saying you're not political serves to uphold the status quo and hold back diverse voices who might open up the audience's perspective to another point of view. That's called, if you're good at what you do, then you're going to get a job doing something like this, and your point of view will be known. Or other creators can, outsource for material and help to learn how to go. This whole thing is, the situation is so ridiculous. Like, for example, how America isn't perfect and how fighting injustice is the American way. Insulating your audience from the larger problems of the world, instead choosing to gloss over it with vague messages about Captain America's mask as a symbol doesn't do anyone any favors. Especially in a world where the creatives behind Captain America, whether it's Steve Rogers or Sam Wilson, are using Captain America as a status symbol of what America should be to actually question the nobility and ideals of what the nation and its people have become. Let's see. The source close to Marvel said they didn't agree with the idea that Marvel Comics is shying away from discussing political issues in its comics. You mean just being outright left-wing? Because if they don't want to be outright left-wing, that means their numbers are suffering and they're trying to pull some readers back in who might have went over and said, hey, Comicsgate's got better stuff, or, independent creators. Not necessarily Comicsgate. It has better stuff. So, citing the recent Captain America series by Ta-Nehisi Coates, and they said they believe the work speaks for itself. Whether Marvel's higher-ups want to admit it publicly or not, Captain America is inherently a political figure. Of course he is. The character is clad in armor and the colors of the Stars and Stripes, and was explicitly created not to just become a super soldier in America's name in the time of global conflict, but become a man being transformed, deeply held the nation's best ideals in his moral core. You cannot have your creative cake and eat it too, and say that Captain America can exist without also acknowledging the character's place as a commentary on American politics and values at large. The fact that Marvel, here it is, right here. The fact that Marvel Entertainment CEO and Chairman Ike Perlmutter, who I'm not a big fan of just because of what he did with the movies, is a longtime Trump supporter and donor and repeatedly a power player behind the scenes at the Department of Veterans Affairs, is, we're sure, just a coincidence. If you guys want me, I'll read Wade's essay. I don't know, let me look. Okay, so they put it in this morning. This is... If Hillary Clinton was president, all right, and this story was flip-flopped on its head, you couldn't demonize somebody for being a Clinton supporter. Let's see how long. Okay, we'll read this. Let's see. Wait, how long is this dumb thing? Is this longer than? Okay, that's not bad. All right, here we go. There we go. I'm asked how it's possible to love a country that's deeply flawed. It's hard sometimes. The system isn't just. We've treated some of our own absolutely abominably. And I am not saying that there hasn't been a shitload of atrocities in this country. There in the past. And there was whole civil rights movement and stuff like that. And, there's rights for women and everybody now, it's... This isn't a communist country. If you didn't have freedom of speech, okay, you wouldn't be able to say ignorant ass shit like this. You'd be in the gulag, if you dissent from the government. Like all these people are doing. It's basically dissent, which, whatever, you're allowed to with freedom of speech. That's the beauty of it. You can I'll defend your right to the death to say whatever you want, but I'm still gonna call you a fucking moron. Worse, we've perpetuated the myth that any American can become anything, can achieve anything through sheer force of will, and that's not always true. This isn't the land of opportunity for everyone. The American ideals aren't always shared fairly, yet without them we have nothing. With nothing, cynicism becomes reality. With nothing for the privileged and the disenfranchised both, our way of life ceases to exist. We must always remember that in America, as imperfect as it is, has something. It has ideals that give it structure. When the structure works, we get schools, we get roads and hospitals, we get a social safety net. More importantly, when we have structure, we have a foundation upon which to rebuild the American dream. The equal opportunity can be available for absolutely everyone. It already is. It already is. Unless you're a criminal, you don't belong in this country because you're here illegally, or you're mentally ill. That's, those are basically what it is. America's systems are flawed, but they're our only mechanism with which to remedy inequality on a meaningful scale. It's pretty well remedied. In this country, you can, like I said, everybody has the same rights, man. And Mark Waid, you have the right to be a fucking sack of shit, so I'd say you're really taking advantage of that. I mean, you're really pushing the envelope. Yes, it's hard and bloody work, but history has shown that we can, bit by bit, right that system. When enough of us get angry and go, I'm gonna tweet. When enough of us take on the streets to force those in power to listen, blah, blah. When enough of us call for revolution and say injustice will not stand, that's what you can love about America. Let's see if there's any comments on this article here. If there's a comment. Oh, here we go. Here's these morons that wrote the article. James is a news editor. Pictures of Spider-Man. Deputy editor loves cats. She's definitely single. This is video of my doppelgangers rebelling. Greeting cards. No such thing as neutrality or apolitical. Comics have always been political. Yes. All parties have agendas. They just want to maintain the sick status quo. Absolutely. There isn't a single Marvel I'm reading right now, and for a while the Marvel Rex were my first destination. Okay, let's look through a little more of these. Standing up to megalomaniacs like Donald Putin isn't political. It's our duty as human beings. Oh my God. I have imagined Lee, Kirby, and others would be pretty pissed about this apolitical stance Marvel Disney has been going with. They're not apolitical. They're so fucking not apolitical. They're so far to the social justice side and the identity politics. Oh, the old school guys never shied away from politics and work, despite the flaws the old company had, blah, 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 blah. Okay. We're done here because I'm going to get cancer from reading these comments. Yeah, so this is just, it's a joke. Like I said, man, this whole situation is, that's why I got the music on here, which I don't own the rights to. I'm using it anyway. Copyright strike me. I'm using some amendment right or something from the Constitution to do this. Fair copyright laws, that's what it is. That's not a Constitution. But no, I like I said, man, that's why I always laugh when people say, fuck Nazis. It's like, well, they throw that in at the end like it's not already a given. Like, my national, every one of my ancestries is basically very, very, very anti-Nazi. So, yeah, even though this is, I don't know, I'm gonna get castigated for just being some random white guy, but it is what it is. This was good comic relief for the morning. So join us tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, for the live stream edition, episode 56 of the Place to Be Reviews podcast. Black Angus Reviews will be joining myself, MJ, and my brother from another mother, Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Go over and subscribe right now to Raiders of the Lost Flicks. Check that live stream Saturday night. Alita Battle Angel Watch Party. Go subscribe to Black Angus Reviews. Give my man some love over there. Turn all the bell notifications on so YouTube doesn't mess with the algorithms and you don't get your notifications when we do videos. With that being said, this is baby. We're the Phantom Menace over here, baby. We're trying to keep it strong and do our thing. So hey, join us tonight, all right? I love you guys. Thank you for joining. I'm Etepo Queen of the Place to Be Review saying, if I don't see ya, have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow.